the strings louder.
Alright guys, it's a day later and $1 shorter. So I didn't have a chance to completely sand these things. These are the TRD wing ends, and so one of the things that David noticed when he went to sand them is not this one. The end of it was kind of messed up. You could see right here that guy. So you can see it's got like a little bit of a crack kind of forming right there. So so I'm gonna sand that real quick, put a little bit of that little icing filler in there, and then I'm gonna go get a haircut and come back, and then all this stuff should be pretty much ready to sand completely. The only other thing I need to do is I was gonna sand the rear wing, or the stock wing as well, and then paint that, because I might, decide I want the stock one versus the TRD one. So I'm gonna throw some quick stuff on that, and then come back in here in a little bit. But it's just nice seeing this thing sitting here all painted and stuff. Alright guys, so here we go. We got everything in the paint booth all hung up in this like jungle gym of randomness that I gotta try to navigate around and not touch myself or touch the things, touch the hose and stuff. But yeah, I do. That happens, I guess. But yeah, so getting ready to spray, getting ready to put on the seal coat, and gonna let that flash off for like 20 minutes, and then I'll be able to do the 2 or 3 coats of that like pinkish base coat, and then let that flash off, and then go ahead and do the like 2 to 3 coats of the transparent clear. I think I might end up doing 3 on it, because we might end up doing 3 on the car, just doing another one on the car. As a couple of you guys pointed out, I don't know, after, like, when I was painting that thing, I was like super tired, been at the shop all day, I've been sanding all day. I just wanted to get it done, which was kind of stupid of me. But I should have basically did like a full pass on the whole car, like going like from the front fender all the way to the quarter panel and then back, versus doing like quarter panel, door, and then, because it basically leaves like kind of like darker spots, which it's really hard to tell, but there is a little bit of it in the car. So we might end up basically sanding it down, throwing one more coat of that red on it, and then going ahead and clear coating it after that. So that might be the option. We'll see how this thing looks with 2, and might end up doing 3 on this stuff, just so that later on when we do that stuff will already be done. So that's I guess that's pretty much that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start loading some paint in the gun, and get to spraying. Alright guys, that is the base coat. It goes on. So I got three coats of that in there, and yeah, basically right now it's time to do the transparent clear coat. I'm all suited up, and yeah, so I end up, I put lotion in my beard, and it helps it seal up a lot better, so I don't smell the paint or whatever. But I should technically like shave this off before I'm doing this stuff, but I don't know. Yep, ready to load some more paint in the gun. you guys have never looked at this booth, it's got this pretty cool little like paint gun mural, or like paint skeleton mural thing on it. He bought it like this, and he wasn't going to paint it, and then he just left it. I'm kind of glad he did. It kind of looks tight. Well, they're red and shiny. So for the most part, a couple things turned out pretty good. These things turned out really nice. This one especially. This one was like, I don't know. Look at that. Like, wouldn't even need to like cut and buff that thing, other than there's a little dirt in it. But yeah, I don't know. So this side skirt right here, you can see I got a run in the candy clear coat or whatever, and so you can see basically it just pulled up and made it a little bit darker right there. Basically the same deal right here. It looks a little bit dusty because I just kind of sprayed on another little deal. The other thing is right here on this door handle, you can see you got that nice little run on it, just because I was trying to spray this back and then it like fire hosed on it, and so I don't know, that's gonna be kind of complicated. These things turned out really, really nice. Basically everything back here turned out pretty good. The front bumper turned out all right. There's a couple, you know, basically dirt is I guess the only issue with it. So yeah, you know, random weird little thing. This back bumper just turned out like kind of like trash. I don't know. I think it probably wasn't the best idea to put it next to the door, but I don't know what this is, because that's not like dirt or dust particles. I mean, that's just like random, it's almost like chunks of something. So I don't know exactly what happened here. This probably wasn't a good spot for like a nice piece, because basically it just drags it through over there. I should have probably put it over there, but I don't know, just kind of trying to navigate in here with all this stuff and trying to figure out the best place to put it. There's no way I would have been able to paint really anything else in here with the car, because that would have just been a super big pain in the butt. But yeah, that's where I'm leaving it for tonight. I did not clear coat this stuff, because I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and respray this side skirt if I want that to go away. There's not really any way around it. I might try sanding it a little bit and see if I could get rid of that, like a little bit, and then maybe some of the dirt, and then without having to like you know, basically the proper way to do it would be sand it all down, re-base coat it, and then you know, basically go through the whole process again with the 2 coats of the candy on it, and then clear coat, you know, blah blah blah. Basically the same exact thing with this. I'm gonna have to do that, but I'm gonna attempt to sand out the run. I don't know. And then also in the front bumper, that's like a really, really like the main piece of it. I don't want, you know, the front bumper to have a bunch of stuff in it. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of sand this stuff out. I'll kind of test some stuff on the other car, and you know, on the car, and actually kind of see what I can get away with. So it's looking like I'm gonna have to redo the rear bumper and the side skirt for sure, this door handle, and then kind of see if I can nib out some of this dirt in here and see if I can get myself okay with that, or I'm happy with it. Yeah, that's, I guess that's it. I guess I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. All right, so back at the shop today. I think today is gonna be theory testing. So I went ahead and I grabbed the side skirt from the booth, brought it over here, and I'm kind of baking this run a little bit because it was a little bit soft. And then same thing with you can see like that little eye hanging off the edge right there. So kind of letting that stuff bake essentially. Kind of hopefully let it harden up real quick, and then kind of what I'm going to go ahead and do is a few of these little spots on the quarter panel. Actually, I might go grab the rear bumper and try to mess with that. But I was going to sand these out a little bit and just kind of see what they look like after you know, make sure that the color didn't bring too much of the color to the surface. Because if it's just like some dirt in there, I should be able to just take the dirt away. But if it like kind of like pulled the red clear onto it, kind of like a mountain, then it might be a little bit more of a pain. But I don't know. We'll see, and see if I could get away with kind of sanding out that the run on the side skirt and the thing. But I might end up just having to go ahead and sand down the whole panel and like re-base coat it and then re-clear it again. So that might be what I'm doing today. And then, man, this hood, there's a lot of crap in this hood. All right, so like I went ahead and wiped down the quarter panel. This is going to be a really good example of what I'm trying to do here. So you can see right there, that's like a hair or something random in there. You can see there's a bunch of other random little things going up the quarter panel as far as dirt and dust and, you know, whatever. But see, like big chunks like right there, and then that right there. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna try. Like on this one, you could kind of see, sorry, it doesn't really want to focus. It's focusing on the roof, but it's not focusing on that. But yeah, so I feel like that pulled up a little bit of the clear with it and made it a little bit darker. So I don't know, we'll see what happens when I sand it, and we'll go from there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright guys, so I guess this would be a kind of a good example of what the finished product would be close to. So you can see right there, see how there's like not really any orange peel. You'll see like a little dip or something, and I didn't polish basically up here or around it. I basically just did like that little middle section. So one of the reasons I was doing this is to figure out stuff like this. So see that little spot, where's that? It's right there. So that is the spot where there was basically a little dirt, and that dirt sat on top of the clear, or it was in the clear, and then so it basically like pulled it up, and like the clear coat pulled around it. But so yeah, I don't know, I guess this is kind of, you know, one of those things that you get when you do a candy and you get dirt in it and stuff. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually worry about, you know, completely, like, I don't know, almost in order to fix that, I would have to like repaint it without getting any dirt in it. So that's kind of the issue. You could see there's a couple things like in the door, like right there and like right there, which it seemed like all that stuff leveled out pretty good, because you guys remember there was a bunch of that stuff in here. But it all looks pretty good now that it has a little bit of a buff on it. So this is only the one coat of clear. I just hit it real quick with some 1000 grit and then some 2000, and then polished it out with some of that 3M Finesse It stuff, and that stuff is pretty amazing. But yeah, so I guess that's the issue, is I will have a couple of these around the car. So yeah, I guess I need to figure out if I'm okay with that or not, or if I want to repaint the whole car, which I don't really want to do that. Yeah, so this stuff is getting pretty close to being able to be sanded. So I'm gonna probably start messing with that stuff here in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Repaint the whole car, or deal with those things? I mean, I'm just kind of upset because I spent so much time and, you know, effort and all that. So I mean, the finished product is gonna be nice, but there's gonna be a couple little imperfections in it like that. So I guess, I don't know. And the reason I wasn't able to, like, I guess sand through that and get rid of a little bit of that dark spot was because I actually clear coated on top of that red clear. On the side skirts and basically everything that I painted last night, I did not sand through, or I did not re-clear coat it with a normal clear coat. So this is left with the red clear coat, and I left it that way to be able to see if I would be able to actually kind of sand out that dark spot right there in that run. So if I could sand out that dark spot in the run, then we should be good. And then I'll just basically sand all this stuff a little bit, like nib all the little dark spots on it, and then basically re-clear coat it again. So, or maybe throw one more coat of candy on it, and then maybe I'll do that with the whole car too. Is just do one more coat of candy on the whole thing. So. Alright guys, so this is where that run was. You can kind of still see a little bit of a dark spot, but I have this little quick check stuff right here, and this basically will simulate it being like freshly clear coated or polished or whatever. So you can tell it is still a little darker there, but it's definitely not what it was before. I kind of feel like I almost went through, like around it, got a little bit lighter, and then the center is a little bit darker. So if I was able to actually control a little bit better, like where I was sanding, I'd probably be able to like save it. The other thing is there's a couple little other spots like right there. And so you can't really tell as bad now that I sanded it a little bit. So it seems like it was pulling a little bit of the red clear off, you can see right there, but it seems like the first initial layer that you get into is just all clear coat that's like at the top. And I think that's one of the issues with this, is because all that red is basically sitting down at the bottom. So I'm going to try messing with this one real quick, but I might end up having to respray this side skirt, or maybe just hitting it with one more coat of the red, and that might kind of even it out a little bit, especially because you can kind of see how it got a little bit lighter right there. So I think if I did that, it would probably look pretty good. But then this is gonna have 3 coats on it, and then everything else has 1 coat. But if I do the whole thing later on, when I do, you know, 1 more coat essentially on the whole car, then it'll all be even. So I don't know. Well, it looks like I reached the limit. I sanded through the clear coat. So that's, I guess that's kind of where we're at. So this side skirt will definitely need, yeah, you can see light spot, dark spot. So yeah, so the plan with this side skirt now is to go ahead and basically repaint the whole thing. Basically I'll just have to kind of scuff it, get all the dirt marks and stuff down, hit it with that little pink base coat or whatever, and then re-clear it. So I guess I need to go grab a couple supplies, and then I'll come back and start messing with that. Same thing with the door handle too. All right, so I ran and I got me some new gloves. As you guys see, I always wear them orange ones and thing, but they got these green ones. So they're the same. They're just green. I thought that was kind of tight. But I got me some 600 and some 800 grit. Some of these little like sanding little nibber type of deals. This little nib file, which this thing kind of seems like it scratches stuff. I tried messing with it, but I got that paper. Yeah, so I guess the plan is now I'm just gonna go ahead and probably sand this stuff down with like 400. Go in and rebase it. But I guess a quick little detour. So when I'm at the shop and I'm working here, I always like to have, like, you know, the music and stuff. But then I'm making videos, then it's kind of a pain in the butt because then I got to walk to the whole other side of the shop to you know, basically turn off the music. And then as soon as I'm done with the clip, then I got to go and turn it back on. But I got this cool little thing in here. Hold on. So anyhow, this is what I have in my saw. It's this little Bluetooth thing. It's like $8 on Amazon, and it basically you just pair up your phone to it, and then it actually goes to like an auxiliary thing. So you can see, like right here, it has the basically it's like a double-ended guy. so you could actually plug in things. So basically my little sound system that I have at the shop is this, like, I don't know, old school like computer surround sound thing, but it actually sounds pretty good. It's got a little subwoofer, and you know, it's like the 5.1 surround sound, so I got the 3 of them plugged into here and plugged into there, and it's got the subwoofer down there. Yeah, it's a Logitech. And you got all the random speakers and then some over there. So it actually sounds pretty good. But, so yeah, basically you take that out and then plug this in. And I want to see, this. I've never tested this here before. I've always kind of wanted to. Because it, like I said, it sucks. Trying to go all the way over here, whereas I could just pull my phone out of my pocket or have it sit next to me and just hit pause. So yeah, let's check this out. So you just hold it. Like I said, this thing's like $8 on Amazon. I have a link in the description. So you basically hold it.
Power on. Connected.
Yeah, just like that. And you come right here and you go to your tunes. I'm gonna do some no copyright sounds so I don't get dinked on this.
Liberty Mutual saved us almost $8
Uh-oh. We got an ad, guys. Check that out.
With Liberty, we could afford a real babysitter.
So we'll see. So we're on the no copyright sound thing right now. So yeah, I'm halfway on the other side of the shop. I think I could control the volume with it too. We'll see how far I could get away from it. So I'm all the way outside, and it's still playing. So that's pretty cool. So I guess that's a successful test. Sorry if that was random, but you know, like I said, it's just always a pain in the butt when I'm trying to edit or trying to make a video, and I'm over here sanding, and then I gotta walk over there. Whereas I could just hit, I could just turn the volume down, you know, in my pocket real quick, and then just crank it back up, just like that, and then I got tunes. So yeah, I'm gonna continue sanding. Alright, so this is the color kind of sitting outside next to my, or behind my Saab, at least. But, I mean, in the sun, holy shit. That's a hell of a color. That's exactly why I wanted this color. Was because of that. But the thing that just upsets me is all the little dirt things in it. So I guess, I don't know. I'm gonna try to sand some of these big dark guys out of there. It's kind of hard to, looks like you guys could probably see that. Try to sand some of those out of there. Maybe polish it, bring it outside and see how noticeable it is with like the little dark spot in it or not. You know, and I guess from there, I guess I'll decide whether or not I'm going to respray this thing or not, or just sand it and then clear it again. So I brought the rest of the pieces back over here. This front bumper, it does have a little bit of stuff in it, but basically what I figured out by sanding this piece right here, or sanding and polishing this little chunk of the bumper, that I was actually able to get most of that stuff to go away. You can see there's like a slight little dark spot. I think it's like right to the left of that light right there. So yeah, I think kind of gonna be the whole plan is I could probably get away with just sanding like the dirt and stuff out of this thing, even though this thing is pretty dirty. I should probably maybe just repaint this. I don't know. I'll sand it, see how much I can get away with, but nonetheless, I have to re-base coat and do the side skirt as well as the door handle. So I guess I'll see what I can get away with on this, and as far as sanding all that stuff out, and if I go through or sand through, then I'll just go ahead and repaint it. But you can see I got that run sanded off of the door handle so I could get it repainted. We got the gandor mirrors back over here. We just stuck them together, and they look pretty. They look a lot better in this color than they did in the black. So I'm going to be pretty stoked to actually have those on there. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what I thought of them at first, but now I'm pretty happy about them. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, you know, my whole vision and why I spent so much time like prepping the Supra and sanding on it and all that was just because I guess in my head I had like this like perfect paint job, like this most flawless paint job, you know, ever. And that's kind of what I had in my head, and that's what I wanted the end result to be. And so I was, you know, and then, you know, at the very last minute, you know, in the final hours, it all kind of goes away, which this isn't bad. I mean, that's not a bad thing. That's basically just a little dark spot in the color, which really sucks. But I guess, you know, that's kind of what you get when you mess with a candy. I don't know why I guess the booth was you know, dirty or it was just pulled stuff, you know, through it. So I don't know, maybe if I could find like a downdraft like paint booth or something to paint it in, or maybe just paint it in the shop, because I don't know. But I mean, this is a pretty good example of what the car's gonna look like when it's all done. There's a few little low spots because I didn't really go super crazy, but I mean, as far as like basically that's sanded and polished, and looks pretty damn good. As far as, you know, as far as all that stuff goes, you can see there's like a little bit of that's basically the difference. So you can see that little bit of like texture, that kind of like orange peel in there. And then this was just a couple minutes of sanding with you know, 1000 grit and then 2000, and you could see how clean the light looks in it now, how it's like straight, versus over here it's got that you know, it's got that like orange peel effect to it, and you can see all the little dirt and stuff in it. But I mean, if it was just like this style of dirt, that's no big deal at all. It's when you get to the big chunks. Let's see if we could find another one on this side. The roof didn't turn out too bad. I guess there's a chunk right there. I don't know, maybe it's a good thing it's not turning out perfect, because if it was this cherry like cream puff thing, I'd be scared to drive it. And then that's kind of what happened with the Datsun, is I ended up painting it. It didn't turn out kind of how I wanted it, and it's always, you know, in my mind it's going to need repainted. Maybe that's what I'll have in my mind of this. I'll be like, well, it always needs repainted, so maybe I'll actually drive it then, other than being scared to actually drive it on the road because rock chips and people and, you know, door dings and stuff like that. But I don't know. But I don't know. I guess that's where I'm leaving this video for tonight. Kind of frustrated. I mean, it's been so much work leading up to this point, and then now there's like more work and more sanding, you know, and like as far as like videos and stuff, you guys were tired of primer videos. You guys might be tired of like wet sanding and polishing videos. I don't know. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think. You know, I was kind of a goof for basically paneling the car, but now that it's like actually sat, I really can't tell as far as like any blotchiness, you know, and maybe potentially this door is a little darker right there, you know, because there's more paint right there than anywhere else. But I think so I guess the plan is basically wet sand this whole thing with 800 grit, go to SEMA, let it sit, kind of dry, cure up a little bit, come back, hit it with one more coat of the red candy clear, and then after that hit it with some Deltron 2021 clear, which is some really high dollar clear coat, and you know, it buffs nice. It's really super glossy. It holds its color well. It won't, you know, let this stuff fade, you know, because candies, they are susceptible to, you know, fading in the sunlight. So you have to have a really high quality clear coat on them. But yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy to think that there's, you know, I've basically sprayed, you know, about $800 to $1,000 worth of material on this car, you know, just in paint, not including any primer or body fill or any of that other crap. But it's crazy. So a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort. I mean, this is why, like, a paint shop, if you were gonna have like this caliber or, you know, of a paint job done, I mean, they're like 10, 20, you know, $1,000 somewhere in there. But you know, I don't know. I'm gonna quit rambling. But I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go out to SEMA and have some fun out there, make some videos. Let me know if you guys want to see some stuff. I know there's gonna be so many people making videos. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do, but I don't know. I might come back here tomorrow and get this thing sanded a little bit, and we'll go from there.
What you made me do, look what you made me do, look what you just made me do, look what you just